Nneohaneze ndewo asị m onye anwụna na ibe ya efula. Good morning all. I say ochiri ka ochiri ya dịrị. I am Nneohaneze, eze nwanyị Iyafọ, spiritual mother, general mother, Harriet FIRST Spiritual Solution Center. Greetings to you all. A lot of people have been disturbing me to start educating people on spiritualism and things that have to do with marine spirit, mermaid, and water. But I think it is very, very important for me to educate people on it. Where do I start from? Okay, let me start with my grandmother, Harriet Njokun Onyonobi. My grandmother, whom my mother succeeded, then I succeeded my mother. My grandmother was taken away by Mermaid. She did not come out as Mermaid. She came out as an old woman. My grandmother being a philanthropist and a woman with a golden heart. She gives people food from the little she had. She did not come from a rich family. Her family were not rich. She got married to my grandfather, Nneohaneze Osuji. From the little they had, they were helping people. Why I decided to start with my grandmother to tell you why it is good to give. No matter how small you have, just try and give people. My grandmother was giving a woman food. Every night the woman will come to her place, begging her for food, asking that her children have not eaten, her husband had nothing. My grandmother was giving the spirit food, not knowing that she was giving, that the woman was a spirit. So it got to a point, my grandmother wanted to know where the woman was coming from. She now called her to say, my friend, I be enough assistant to you, but I don't know where you are coming from. May I at least know you, and to see those your children and your husband that cannot afford anything, why people are not helping you. The woman now promised to take her with her to show her her place if she comes the next day. The following day, the same time she used to come, in the evening time, around 7, 8, she came. After taking the food for that day, she now told my grandmother to follow her so that she can show her where she always come from. My grandmother, Harriet, followed the woman. They moved to a point. My grandmother didn't know what happened. She found herself in the river. And that day, they started looking for her. They asked my grandfather about his wife. He said she went to see somebody off. That woman that always come here, that the wife went to see her off. The story was a very deep one, but I have to make it short. She lived in water for years. But inside the water was just 7 months. They looked for her. She was nowhere to be found. So the spirit took her inside water. She stayed there, and after many months, some sacrifices were done. Then the spirit promised her that if she comes out, she's going to open a temple where sickness will be healed. So many things. And the spirit showed her the secret of this world, where that the Spirit of God moves on the surface of the water. That any person that is helping you until the person is killing you, that it should be good to people, even when they are doing you evil. The spirit took so many people out of this world to the water and showed them so many things, mercy, so many mercy. So that was how my grandmother came out of this world and started healing the sick. She was the first to introduce native medicine for gonorrhea as at that time. Harriet, Mama Harriet Njoku, she opened so many places, bought so many lands through her mother, Adego Bioma Iyaf. Every human being has a name in this world, so also the spiritual people in the water. My grandmother's mother, her spiritual name was Adego Bioma Iyaf. Adego Bioma took my grandmother to water and showed her so many things. So as the angels in heaven has names, also the spirits in water. This word, this God we are calling God the Creator, we do not know God, we've not seen God before. Just as the Bible was written, and people wrote it according to inspiration, that is what the Spirit also showed my grandmother, inspiration of so many things. People that knows my grandmother very well, she's from Umogoromo Ojora to Owerri North, Imo State. They can testify and attest to what I'm saying. She was curing diseases, madness, stroke, mention but a few. During the time of war, civil war, all the people that my grandmother fortified were not killed. They came back alive. I just want to tell us how Harriet FIRST Spiritual Solution Center started. The Spirit gave my grandmother so many knowledge. After she came back from water, they also took her to bushes. She stayed in the bush, moving every morning, coming back in the night for 7 good years. And she was visiting water again for 7 good years. After living for 7 months, and my grandfather was asked to moor her, he refused until we were told she was in the water, and she came out. It was from that day that this spirit started, and we built house for the spirit. Everything on earth in water has a name. So people, I will talk about Amador, the name of Amador. I'll talk about Ag, but that will be my next message. But I want you all to know that if God said his spirit moved on the surface of the water, I have taken many people inside the water and they came out alive. So things in the water are not evil. Some are evil, just like we on earth. Some are evil too. There are some good ones. We should stop condemning mermaid spirits or those in the water. Because God said, even where was God when he said his spirit moved on the surface of the water? When he said let there be light, there was light. They didn't tell us that God said let there be water, let there be this, which means water has been existent even before the creation of the world. What God did was to separate water from the earth. We did not say let there be water. Go back to your Bible. I will be talking about marine kingdom, people that are possessed with marine spirit, men and female, how it brings people low. That will be on my next message. For now, my name is Nneohaneze, Ezenwanyị Iyaf. Asị m, ya dịrị onye ukwu na mma, dịrị onye nta na mma, onye anwụna ma ibe ya efula. Always get a copy of my message. Always listen to it. You learn a lot from it. We have names in water, on earth, and in heaven. And always put it in mind that God said he lives in heaven above. Earth is his footstep, while his spirit moves on the surface of the water. Which means if we have 100% of earth, 99 is covered with water because the Spirit of God moves there. And there's nothing somebody will get on earth if he did not go to water first. Even Jesus went to water for his baptism before he started his ministry on earth. When he wanted to show the Jews that water is good, he asked them to bring fish. No human being created by God that does not drink water. You cannot drink blood. I said, may we all remain blessed. Yadiuta. Check for other of my copies. You learn a lot of things. I tell you so many things that had to do with spiritualism. As in Nneohaneze. ọganiru anyị, ndụ ogologo anyị, onye anwụna ma ibe ya efula. Udo.